going to stand beside you. By honoring that legacy, we will honor the victims of this tragedy. We will honor the family's strength. We will honor the family's resilience. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you today. And please accept our blessing to you all. Thank you.
Our next speaker is a family friend who has been there from day one, who calls to check to see how the family is recovering, who calls to see how Pachane is doing. And he is considered a big brother to Pachane. I would like to have St. Paul City Mayor Melvin Carter. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Melvin Carter. And I have the privilege and honor of serving as mayor of this city. I serve alongside some of the most incredible public servants I've ever gotten to know. It's good to be here with you, Lieutenant Governor. Commissioner, thank you. I have to acknowledge Fire Chief Richings, who's here, and our Director of our Office of Neighborhood Safety, Brooke Blakey, who's here as well. But as I heard myself say good morning, I heard myself even say it's good to be here. You know, the Lieutenant Governor and I had in common, we end up going all over the city, all over the state, and talking to folks, and I oftentimes start my speeches with why I'm so glad to be wherever we are at that time. And by saying there's just not an ounce of me that's glad that we're here today. I first got to know the Van family a couple years ago when Carlo was interning in my office. At the end of the summer, our office had a team trip to a baseball game. And Carlo was there. That's when Chang and I first met. And there were kids everywhere. And they were so vibrant, so active, so mobile, so full of life. So full of life, so full of life. And so when we reunited a couple of months ago, and Patsang was walking me through the hospital and reintroducing me to his children, to our children. Because if you live in St. Paul, you've probably heard me say that a city isn't a group of buildings or a group of streets or a group of bridges. A city is a family of people. Patsang met me at the hospital. And the first thing I noticed were all these necklaces around his neck. All these badges around his neck. Because he had one for every family member of his that was in the ICU that night, that week. And we walked through, and Patsang walked me through all of his children and his wife. And there's a saying that I've heard people say all my life is that that's beyond sad. That's beyond sad. And I have to tell you, I thought that was just a figure of speech until we walked through the hospital that night. And I found myself getting sadder and sadder and sadder until a certain moment that there was just nowhere else to go emotionally. And I took a moment and I sort of bent over. And a hand touched my back. And it was Paching who took a moment to encourage me, to tell me that it was going to be okay. It was Paching who, in the days following that fire, and as we all learned just how devastating the cost of that fire would be, it was Paching who took the time to remind our community, to remind me, to go home and check my fire escape plan, to go home and make sure my children knew what we were going to do in a fire, to go home and make sure that our families are protected, as he said, so he never had to see us in the place that we've seen him in these last couple of months. And we were in the hospital, and there was so much family, because this Bang family is a strong, united crew. There was so much family there. And somebody said, Mayor, would you come in this room and just say something encouraging to the family? And all I could think about was, I can't think of anything encouraging right now. I can't think of how to encourage myself, let alone how to encourage you. And the only thing through this that I've just found encouragement in is you, Paching. It's you, Vane family. It's you, American Indian Magnet family. It's you, our police officers and firefighters who rushed into that horrible scene to try to just rescue every single person out of that home. It's you, Director, our Office of Neighborhood Safety, who's worked with Paching, who's worked with the family to make sure they have the things that they need. It's you, St. Paul family, who have just wrapped your arms up. It's you, the family members from California, and the veterans from Wisconsin, and the people who have come from all over the country and all over the globe to just make sure that we know, as our family goes through this unthinkable trauma. And I said it last week, I'm a parent too. And there's the only thing worse than imagining losing a child is losing 4 children. And so we've said goodbye to Mua Kantu. We've said goodbye to Mua Chapsi. We said goodbye to Chia. And today we say goodbye to Chia. We're saying goodbye to their physical forms. And we are knowing that we won't get a chance to hug them. We won't get a chance to go to more baseball games or to celebrate more holidays with them in the physical form. Baby girl, you've been a good child of this community. And as much as it hurts us, we have to release you. We have to let you go. But let me tell you this, I've learned this about community. We gather together. I've learned this about family. We gather together to celebrate those who we've lost. But the measure of a family, the measure of a community, is how we support those who we still have. And so as we leave from this last funeral, we have to know that Pacheng is right here with us. That Sheku is right here with us. That Noku is right here with us. That Kerlor is continuing her progress and her recovery. And the measure of our community isn't in how many people show up to mourn a death. The measure of our community is how we show up to support life. And so I thank you all for being in this room today. And I challenge you that after we finish our goodbyes, that we don't disappear from your support system. Thank you, Pacheng, as unbelievable as it sounds, for being the one to help me through the horror that we've experienced, the trauma that we've experienced as a community. And I know I speak on behalf, and the chief will speak for himself, but I know I speak on behalf of our teams of emergency responders. I know I speak on behalf of Director Blake and Officer Neighborhood Safety, we've gotten to know really well. And I know I speak on behalf of our entire community when I tell you that we are here with you in our thoughts and in our prayers and in our actions. God bless you.